everyone, it's Annette. Today I'm going to show you how to make a card using this stamp set from Stampin' Up. It's the Cling Stamp Set Courage and Faith. And if you have this set, or if you just recently received it and are struggling with how to get the stickers onto the stamps, I recently posted a tutorial on how to do that. So if you're having trouble, just check that out. So we're going to make a card here. These cards are really good for encouragement or just to brighten someone's day, lift up their spirits. So let's get into it. For the sake of time, I went ahead and just pre-cut my cardstock. So we're going to start with a card base, and sometimes you get little specks on your cardstock. I don't know if the camera's picking that up, but that's okay. It's going to be covered up anyway on the finished card. So the card base is going to be a top folding landscape size. So the base is going to measure 8.5 by 5.5, and you'll score it at the 4 1/4 mark. Okay, so that will be the base. And then we have two other pieces, a matte layer and a panel. The matte layer measures 4 inches by 5 1/4, and this panel measures 3.5 inches by 4 3/4. So I'm going to set this aside because this is the panel that we will use to stamp the image. The matte layer, again, this is 4 inches by 5 1/4. We're going to emboss this. So I want to bring out my embossing machine. Let me move these out of the way here for a second. So here's my Big Shot embossing machine, and I'm going to zoom out just a little bit so you can see the whole thing. And these are the platforms that come with it. And I use a metal shim just to add a little bit more depth, puts a little bit more pressure. There's rollers inside this machine, and when you crank it through, when you crank your embossing folder through, that is, the rollers will press into the embossing folder. So this is the folder I'm going to use. I don't know where I got it. A lot of times, or most times, embossing folders do not have the manufacturer on them or any information. So unfortunately, I did not keep the packaging for this. So I either got it obviously locally or online, but I think I got it at one of my local craft stores maybe about a year ago. I think this is one of my early ones. It's well used, but regardless, any embossing folder, you will have a raised side and a indented side. The raised side is the embossing, and the other side is the debossing. So the embossing side is where if you lay your cardstock on this side and run it through this way, that image is going to press up into your cardstock, and then that image will be raised, and that's what I want here. So these are kind of nice because you can see the cardstock in there, and you can, sometimes it might be a floral image with more negative space, and you can move your card around wherever you want it. But here it's pretty, the design is pretty evenly distributed. It really doesn't matter where I put my cardstock. So I'm going to crank it through and see what we get. I know this is going to be very beautiful. And yes, there we go. Let me just zoom in again. So there you have the embossed panel, and I think the camera's picking that up. I believe so. There we go. It's so pretty. Actually, this is not the panel. This is the matte layer. Sorry about that. You'll see. It'll all come together. It will all make sense in a minute. Okay. This is the matte layer that we just embossed. This is the panel layer that's going to go on top. The panel layer is the layer that we want to stamp, and that's going to happen next. So I'm going to bring out my mini Misty. And let's see. How am I going to do this? I'm going to go this way. I'm just going to position my cardstock in the bottom corner. It doesn't matter where. Just get it nestled in a corner. There we go. It looks like my card is cut crooked. So hold on. I'm going to bring out my, I need to correct that. Hold on. Let's bring out the guillotine, Tim Holtz Tonic Studios guillotine paper trimmer. So this panel needs to be 3.5 by 4 3/4. So I just want to make sure. And this is a good reminder that when you're putting your paper in your paper trimmer, make sure that top edge of the cardstock is all the way up. I might have had it on a slight angle and it didn't cut straight. So I want to make sure this is 3.5 and it is straight. Yep. And you can see it cut a little sliver off. But now while I'm here, I'm just going to make sure that this needs to be 4 3/4. So 4, just want to make sure. Maybe I didn't have this straight at the beginning. And there you go. It did cut a little, where is it? Cut another little sliver off. So I think now we're squared up and everything looks good. Okay. Let's go back to this. I could tell it wasn't squared up because it just wasn't lining up with the grid lines on this paper, which comes with the Mini Misty. I think. I mean, I've had this for a while. Either it came with it or maybe I ordered it. I don't remember. But you could use even drafting paper, I think they call it, or that graphic artists use. Anyway, okay. So next I'm going to pull out my stamps, and I think I want to use May the Lord Bless and Keep You, and I think I'm going to do these flowers on either side of it. So let's see. May the Lord Bless and Keep You, that's right here. We'll just put that there, and we'll use these flowers. Where's the other one? It's easier for me to see the picture, the sticker that comes with it. Then I'm going to just try to evenly space these. So what I'm doing is I want to kind of eyeball and get, obviously, this greeting in the middle, and then, you know, put these on either side. And I'm kind of looking at the space above and below and on each side, and just eyeballing it to make sure, you know, that it's fairly even. It doesn't have to be exact. These are handmade cards, right? Okay. I think I want to come down just a little bit. And what's really nice is when you have it in the Misty door has grid lines too, and you can kind of help see if things are lined up. And I think they look just fine. All right. So I'm going to pull out some of my VersaFine pigment ink for fine detail. I use this ink quite a bit, and ink up the stamp, and then just kind of give it an even press. I just want to distribute the ink evenly, but I don't want to press down too hard. I don't want to squish the design. And I think I could stamp it again. There's some areas that didn't really get a whole lot of ink. And I'm going to bring in my trusty little stone owl with the felt on the bottom. You can buy pressure tools at craft stores or get them online. I actually found this fella at a garden center. It's just a decoration, and it had a flat bottom, and it's heavy. It's made of stone. I thought, well, I think I can put some felt on the bottom of this guy and make a pressure tool out of him, and that's what I did. All right, that looks really good. Okay, so what I'm going to do, this, by the way, is mint tape. It's wonderful. It does not stick to the cardstock, and you can use it over and over. I don't know. I love this product. It works really great. Okay. All right, so this card is almost done. What we're going to do is I think what I want to do is this is my card base, right? And there's a black dot on there, but we're going to cover it up. I'm going to glue the matte layer on the base directly. And then I'm going to pop this up so it's raised up and has some definition or some depth. So let's do that first. Let's pop this up. The ink dries fairly quickly too. So this is my big roll of foam tape, and I like to just pre-cut some strips that fit the back of the panel. It just makes my card project go along a little faster when I'm making cards. Okay, that, and then we just peel the backers off. Make sure they're stuck down. Okay, there we go. All right, get you in here, bring you in a little bit closer. And here I'm just eyeballing the top edge and the left edge, and I just make sure that those are even, and the rest always falls in place. Okay, let me get my bone folder out and just go over that creased edge so this card lies nice and flat. All right, and then we're going to glue this down onto the basin, and we'll have a card. I'm using tacky glue that I got at the dollar store. Okay, just put some along the perimeter and a few dots in the middle. Okay. And then I just eyeball and line it up. And there, my friends, is a sweet card that I already have somebody in mind I'm going to be sending this to. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give me a like, and if you feel inclined, please share this video around. Until next time, make it a great day.